let me say that at an occasion like this, I'm happy to have a feeling that we're all together dealing with something very big and very important, and that this room is filled with riches in terms of how we go forward, how we measure the past, how we find the ways and means together to bring VISTA to a new stage of size and quality. Now, the test I'm putting myself to in these remarks is one that I think has been helpful to me. My wife, when I was running for office, was asked, how can you endure hearing Harris again, end after talk after talk? And I heard my wife say, well, if he says one new thing, then I can endure it. So I tested myself on what might be new. It was sudden in the late 90s when a Senator Bennett from Utah, at the prayer breakfast of senators on Wednesday morning, said to me, your passion for national service and universal service opportunities for all, how did you come to that? And I actually hadn't ever articulated that, but I looked at the two Mormon senators and I remembered a trip to Europe in 1947, second year in college, and the troop ships had been converted to student ships to go to Europe for the first time since the war ended. And there were a group of young men, very well dressed, but magnificent singers. And they sang night and day in the first 2 days and continued. I nabbed one of them and said, what are you up to? 15 or 20 of these young men. And he said, well, when we come of age as Mormons, it isn't a question of will we have service years, but where? And we decided that devastated Europe was a place we wanted to go and to try to help. And I remember saying that should be something as a real opportunity for every American and should be asked, turn that word strongly as Kennedy did, ask. So let me take you back to when I first was playing with this idea. We had just come back from 2 years in Ethiopia as the Peace Corps representative for Africa and Ethiopia. And Sergeant Shriver had just been commissioned to go beyond the domestic, go beyond the overseas Peace Corps to a Peace Corps, I think it was soon to be called VISTA, for home. And I remember that Eunice Shriver, the sister of the president, came to Sarge Shriver in that period and said, you know, you've got to really extend this to the United States. The Peace Corps is proving itself, but when are you going to take on the United States? And he said, that's too big. I'm not trying to handle the whole world right now. Go and talk to your brother, the president, and tell him that he should find somebody to do that, Eunice, a domestic Peace Corps. And she went to her brother, and he rapidly said, I think this is a natural for Bobby. And Robert Kennedy started a commission stirred by Eunice Shriver's sharp pressure to have a National Service Corps. I recommend, looking at the history, that you read his testimony before the Senate of the United States Committee, which passed it, and it looked like the National Service Corps might, in fact, be passed. Shriver separately said, this is a crucial thing to have in the war on poverty. We need ground troops in a war on poverty. And we need a part of the war on poverty of service for a year or more of all ages. And the idea came to Sergeant Shriver. And I was fortunate, as a deputy to Shriver and associate director of the Peace Corps, to spend a lot of my time with him as he was planning the war on poverty. And particularly for me, it was what became VISTA. And so that's one reason I'm very happy. Now, the result of the trip to Europe and the Mormon young men was that in college I read William James's essay, The Moral Equivalent for War. And here's where Sergeant Shriver comes in a big way. And I put this to you as a challenge, asking you to remember that both Robert Kennedy and Sergeant Shriver said that this new entity of national service, of community service, VISTA, has to be big, and it has to be well run and a lot of things, but it has to be big because the problems, ending poverty and all that goes with it, the problems are very big. The problems are big today, and we need to make them not only bold and well done, dealing with the end of poverty in this country, but we need size and power. And now, you may say it doesn't seem like this is the season for that. But I'll end with the cheeriest thing that I can say. I've already said one cheery point, namely that this room looks to me full of people who can do it in all the different ways. And it's great to be in the room with you. But Martin Buber, a great philosopher, wrote a book, Paths in Utopia, and he had the dream of Christian, Muslim, Jewish brotherhood in Palestine and elsewhere in societies. And history had rolled over his plans. And the end of this little part about from Martin Buber was what we set out to do has been put aside or rolled over, but it will rise again when idea and fate once more meet in a creative hour. And VISTA was born in a creative hour. So was the Peace Corps. So were other aspects of the National Service and Corporation for National Service. We're lucky, and you may be lucky, or you may bring about the luck that idea and fate will meet again, and with your power and imagination, the creative hour may be your hour, and that's my hope for you. Thank you.